Yes guys, Jess here, back with another video. You read the title. We're at a critical point right now. We have a big trap in the market that is going to be trapping a lot of you guys. So you guys need to be seeing the scenario at least to be making your informed decision, because I am seeing things that's happening on the market and I think it's important to be watching till the end. We have a potential trap where we have an enormous short squeeze on the way. We have the S&P on the right hand side over there, and you can see that we have the Nasdaq just below it, and then on the left hand side we have Bitcoin and we have Ethereum below it. I was telling you guys that off of NFP we had the stock market break down in the Nasdaq as well, and Bitcoin didn't even do that. Bitcoin was lagging it, and there was a potential catch-up trade there that I was talking about on the shorter time frames, and we exactly got that flush. And as you can see, that the S&P is actually starting to recover a little bit and retest this level where it has an opportunity to push through it in towards CPI and trap all the bears. However, we need to be looking if that is actually likely, so make sure to be tuning into the end, because I have some flashing signals that you guys need to see. So as you can see here guys, we've grabbed all that downside liquidity, and there's been millions and millions of liquidations actually happening. So as you guys can see, there was about $700 million worth of liquidations today, and actually if we go into a liquidation heat map, you can see most of it was from the downside liquidity being grabbed. So guys, this is not all, because I'm seeing even more things on the chart. Of course, we've got to look at every single scenario, so make sure to be staying tuned for that, as I have a lot of charts prepared for you guys. But before we get into the charts, make sure to smash up that like button. Let's try get above 25 likes. That'd be absolutely insane, guys. And with that being said, let's get straight away into towards this banger. Bow. So as you can see here guys, we came down on the news from NFP and actually had a small bounce, and then we started to roll over and we actually came in towards that 89.6k level. Now you can see that I have some lot lines drawn, and this is a scenario that I'm watching. I want to see if we can reclaim with multiple candles on at least the 8 hour and above. To be fair, I want to see at least 3 12-hour candle closes to confirm the move, and if we can get a close above 94,900 over here, this horizontal line, that is going to be massive for Bitcoin, as you're going to be breaking this lower high and potentially shift the market structure where we could tackle the mid-range and see if we can go to the range highs. But again, let's not jump the gun. Let's see if we can actually break back in, because this is still previous support that's now turning into resistance. So if we start to roll over again, or even consolidate and confirm acceptance below that 91, 92k level over there, we're definitely more likely to actually roll over in towards this range over here, taken from this previous point in the market where we had a little bit of a consolidation before we marked up. This is going to be a new range to be looking in towards, and if we lose that, in my opinion, which I do think is less likely, and I'll tell you why, then we can look in towards the lower targets. So as you guys can see here, we have this chart drawn out for the past few videos already, and I told you guys this golden pocket where we filled this liquidity wick. I was actually talking about this all the way down over here. I was talking about this wick. I was talking about the possibility of us actually coming in towards this pocket, and I had this golden zone drawn from all the way down here, guys. So if you were subscribed to the channel, you are well aware of this scenario, and we pointed out this 90k psychological level 2 that I've marked out in the golden zone there, and you can see we're exactly bouncing from that level, and we're trying to actually break back into this previous support level that may turn into resistance. But again, I do think that a reversal is definitely imminent. We could definitely see us coming towards this range, confirm that support, and then move towards our mid-range. And if we can actually punch in a higher high and then a higher low, I think that confirms a reversal in my books, and it's more likely we're going to see expansion in towards Trump's inauguration, which is next week. And speaking about Trump's inauguration, you can see I've plotted out the window from his inauguration where it's likely that we can see a price increase from now in towards the 20th of Jan, and maybe we get a sell the news before going higher. But if we continue to dump in towards his inauguration, I do expect a reversal, although some people are saying that it's a nothing burger and things won't happen. Guys, this is a president who was literally shilling Bitcoin in Nashville on his campaign. He literally says word for word, Bitcoin and crypto will skyrocket like never before, even beyond your expectations. So yeah, I'm remaining to be bullish. I am still seeing Bitcoin doing well as he comes into office. It may not be immediate, but in the longer time frame, I'm still staying very bullish, because that 108k top that we just put in there is definitely very low compared to where we can go by the end of the bull cycle, especially with potential rate cuts coming, which I was mentioning in the next few videos. a lot of banks, for example, Bank of America. So you can see Bank of America actually forecasting over here that we won't see any rate cuts anytime from now. So we need to be talking about this and deciding whether we're going to see that injection of liquidity that we've been actually forecasting for this year, which I was speaking about, all the way at 58k, which I used to anticipate the rally. We want to be seeing if that's still likely. So looking in towards the next few days here, we need to be looking at the CPI readings, because this is the reading for inflation. And if inflation is really hot, that's going to indicate that rates still need to be high to actually control inflation, as higher interest rates discourage spending. So we need to be definitely looking at the CPI readings from tomorrow and in towards Thursday, where we have all the different data points coming out. And this is going to increase volatility in the market. So if you're enjoying the analysis and you agree with my opinion, then make sure to be checking the first link down below. If you click the first link down below, this will take you to this page over here, which is the page for Blofin. Blofin is a great exchange. They offer up to $5,000 in deposit bonuses. They also have zero maker fees, making it very, very convenient to be trading with. And they also have fire blocks, which just means that they have a third-party custodian to make sure that your funds are more secure in the long term. So that's an amazing feature that Blofin do have. And I do recommend that you guys actually check them out if this is available in your country. So make sure to be checking if that's the case. And if that's the case, then make sure to be signing up with Blofin. And for some reason, if you don't want to use Blofin, then we got KCEX over here. So make sure to be clicking there. You can gain up to $9,000 in deposit bonuses as well. You get zero maker fees and you got no fees on spot as well. And you have that zero withdrawal fee 2 on all change, which is absolutely amazing. So if you're enjoying my analysis and you're liking my opinion and you want to be taking advantage of some of the information, then make sure to be checking if it's available in your country. And if it's available in your country, you can click that second link down below for KCEX. And as you can see here, guys, KCEX are also running a competition just for my community. So you can see over here that you have the opportunity to be winning 100 USD in futures funds over there to 5 lucky winners. So if you make sure to sign up with my referral link down below in the description, so that's the second link over there, you can be able to potentially have the opportunity to win this, so that you could be taking trades and be making more money, of course. And you can see at the bottom there, it's from today until next week, Monday. So we have 1 week until this competition ends. So make sure to be actually signing up, and you most likely have a good chance of actually winning, because my community is not as big. So of course, make sure to be signing up and you could definitely be winning this $100. So if you go to the description over there, you can see you have the third link as well for MEXC. And MEXC are one of the best exchanges that have a lot of pairs listed that you won't actually be able to access on a lot of the other exchanges. So I do recommend them. And they also have this $100 deposit opportunity where you get an extra $20 bonus to be trading with. So when you sign up for MEXC, make sure to be depositing $100, and then you can be getting $20 in bonus to be trading with, which is absolutely amazing. So in my opinion, for us to actually see this play out, we need to see an actual good reading on inflation, because if inflation is actually coming down, that indicates that rates are a bit too high and we're getting deflation, which isn't good. Although it sounds like, oh, low inflation is quite good. Actually, too much deflation is bad for the economy. So this may play out if we have that reading. But again, we need to be seeing what's happening, because if we get a candle close on this daily time frame below 91k over there that I spoke about in the video, I do think that this head and shoulders is more likely to play out, where we get that reversal. And all a head and shoulders is a shift in market structure. You got to understand the psychology of this pattern. Trading patterns blindly without knowing why they actually play out is not going to help you understand. You got to see that you had a higher high, and then you came down and you had a lower high over there. So that just indicates weakness. It indicates that you failed to actually put in another higher high, because in a strong trending move, you want to be putting in higher highs and higher lows. And if you fail to put in a higher high on the next push, then it indicates weakness. You break the neckline, then you have your measured target from the head to the neckline over there, and then you take it and you measure the target. So looking at the head and shoulders we have, you can see it lines up with our 382.1.5 level over there. So that's massive support for us, and we know that that's in and around the CME gap area. So you can see here that I have 2 scenarios where we actually just pump from here, or we actually lose that support and come in towards our CME gap. But I'll give you guys my bias and say that I think that the low is most likely in. I think that we have to be looking at this bull flag actually playing out, where we're having consolidation slightly downwards. But if we get a push in towards the support, at least we can see if we're going to get maybe a shallow rejection before we get the explosion, or if this is the massive trap. But I do think a short-term bounce is incoming, And if we look at the liquidations to support that thesis, you can see we have a lot of liquidity above us now since we've grabbed the downside liquidity. And if we even zoom out to the yearly time frame for the liquidation heat map, you would actually notice that Bitcoin always moves to the majority of the liquidity. So knowing that, it's more likely we can actually move to the majority. When we had a lot of liquidity in and around the 74k mark, we actually spiked into that and set new all-time highs. So again, I think that it's more likely for this week that we can actually see a spike upwards, even if that's just a trap to grab all that short liquidity up there and then around the 95.9k level, almost the 96k level over there if you round up. So again, that's looking really good for the bulls. So that'll be it from me, guys. Make sure to be following me on Twitter to stay up to date with consistent updates there. You can see I include charts that I don't have time to put on the videos, so make sure to definitely be following me on Twitter to be having a look at that. And some of them that I do include, I put them well ahead of time on Twitter, so that's the best place to be keeping up to date with some of the things that I'm going to be talking about and some of the things I see on the market. So yeah, appreciate you guys making it to the end. If you did make it to the end, leave a comment called legend or something and I'll reply to that. Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed rest of your day. Bye bye.